shift. What that does is it dislodges the X, all right? We want to turn the X back into up and down like a square cross, not an X, all right? Step 4 is that we replace that vertical line, that sword in the stone, with natural human energies. Okay, specifically the men, when we do this, I want the men to all see yourself standing wherever you're at with your hands raised in the air at 45 degrees. And the women, the same thing with your hands pointing downwards at 45 degrees. Okay, so these are hands, not feet. Hands, not feet. And women, if you want to do your feet too, you can, but we're going to just do hands for the sake of what I think this is going to activate. What that does is it makes this star, that star stands for life force. All right. What that does is it creates resonance for life force to enter. What happens then is that we are going to feel from our heart space what the sword and the stone was blocking. All right. So what should be there is the horizontal line that comes out of our heart and runs down both of our arms all the way to our hands and fingertips so that we can use the energies of our hands again. All right. So we'll feel it coming out. So you could see yourself at this point, put your arms out and you could feel the energy coming out of your heart and going to the tips of your fingers and out of your hands so that you can create. Okay. The next step then, once we have that, we have 8 points then, right? An octagram. So you'll see an octagram form. All an octagram is a square like this and then a square like this. And so the lines fit all in there. At that point, there's going to be a special seed that blossoms at the moment of the solstice. It is a golden mystical seed that blooms from a fern, and this fern grows out of the stone that the sword is in. All right. It's going to float up into the air. And Christine is in the room. Christine found yesterday a strange, shiny gold bead on her bed that she didn't know where it came from. That was the sign that she's the one that goes and takes the seed. When Christine takes the seed in her hand, it will automatically be in every single one of our hands. You will see this golden seed in the hand that looks like just a little, a shiny little box, okay, or a little square. When that happens, what that does then is it makes way for us to bring in the divine feminine. The divine feminine is the Merkaba that sits inside of the octagram. So once we have that seed in our hand, that's basically the container for the divine feminine. The divine feminine is the life force of the divine feminine, and it's a star or a Merkaba. Okay, that then will be able to go down into the container. You could visualize it flat on the ground as a Merkaba within the octagram. And then what happens is once you see that, I'll say the Merkaba is forming, you visualize it, and then this will come out of the center then, and it will come towards everybody. Everyone will get their own, okay? The seed that you have in your hand, your other hand the star will come to, and then what we'll do is we put our hands together and the divine feminine goes into its container, and you see the same thing that happened with our hands. It'll come out the sides and it sprouts. And that is plants that is starting to grow. So basically what that plant represents is your spiritual abilities coming back online. That's what we're doing today. And we're getting about ready for the equinox now. So I'm going to ask everybody to go ahead and close your eyes. Okay, we're all standing at Stonehenge now. Everybody join your hands together so that we are standing on the outside of Stonehenge. We're going to create a new boundary line. We have an army of dragons and special protectors holding the line because there's a lot of folks that want this mystical seed. All right, so step 1, everybody look towards the center of Stonehenge and you can see all of the megaliths disappear. Now what you see is we are standing on the outside of a circle on the ground, and the circle has a big X through it. And as you're looking at that X, you see a stone, a huge stone come up from the ground in the earth, and there is a sword sticking out of it. Step 2, as we're holding hands, everybody take a look at that sword, and everybody focus on pulling it out with your energy. You do this because when you hold your attention focused on something, it causes heat. You see that sword start to heat up. It's heating, and it flies up into the air, and it poofs into dust. Okay? Now, the sword has been removed from the stone. You see the X in the middle of the circle rush out of the circle. The lines, like, it looks almost like the lines that were the X are afraid to be in the circle anymore, and it scatters out, and once it leaves the circle, it turns into snakes, and they slither away and turn into smoke. Now, we are going to replace that vertical line of the sword and the stone with the divine feminine and the divine masculine. So the men, imagine yourself standing with your arms up in the air at 45 degrees. And the women, do the same thing with your arms pointing down at 45 degrees. What this means is that the man and the woman, right now, the man is on the top spiritual chakras, the woman is on the bottom physical chakras, and the woman belongs ruling the head. So we're putting the divine feminine back on her throne to rule as a matriarch. So as you do this, you can see a star form in the center of the circle. And then as that star forms, it slowly merges from blue male and red woman to purple. And when that happens, you can see in the center an aqua line that comes out from the center and goes along the x-axis to the sides. And as this happens, you instinctively put your arms out at your sides, so you're standing like a T, and you can feel this aqua blue energy coming out of your heart, moving very slowly down your arms, past your triceps to your elbows, down into your forearms, past your wrists. You feel your wrists light up with symbols. You know you're active, and you feel the energy come out of every single one of your fingertips. You could feel the energy, and it looks like smoke at first. You now have the ability to use your hands again. Now you put your hands down to the side and join hands again. And you notice that while you're still making a circle within the circle, there is an octagram that has been generated by the lines that have been established. In the center, you see something starting to smoke where all of the lines converge. Everybody focus at the center point where all the lines converge and pull up the mystical seed. It pops up very quickly and floats in the air into the center. It's shining bright. It's tiny, like a little speck of salt. I'm going to ask Christine to move forward into the center of the circle and grab on to the seed with her left hand. As Christine grabs on the seed with her left hand, everybody suddenly feels that seed in your left hand. You look down at your left hand, and there it is. It's glowing bright, sparkling, and glittering. This is the container for the divine feminine spark. Now what we do is we raise the divine feminine. Everybody look back down at the octagram, and you can see a triangle pointing one direction to the north and a triangle pointing another direction to the south within the octagram, and it forms a hexagram or a Merkaba symbol. Now what we're looking at within our circle that we're generating together is an octagram that contains a hexagram, the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And once again, when that hexagram forms over the lines of the octagram, all of the energies converge along the octagram lines to the center, Everybody focus at that center point where all the lines converge. And this time something else happens. Something comes down from the sky, and it is a sparkling, bright blue star. It's a 6-pointed star. It's a tiny little Merkaba, but it's 3 lines, up and down, left and right. It's a little star. It's the same size as the small seed. It moves, it goes into the center, and suddenly it splits into multiple parts. It just reproduced itself, and a copy of the original, which is the same as all the others, moves to every person standing around the circle. You instinctively put out your right hand, and the star moves into your right hand. Now you hold both hands out in front of you. In the left hand, you have the golden seed, the container. In the right hand, you have the aqua star, what goes inside of the container. The left is the divine masculine, the right is the divine feminine. Close both of your hands, feel it absorb into your hands. Put your arms out to your sides in a T once more. Turn your left hand to the ground, turn your right hand to the sky. Flip it around, left hand to the sky, right hand to the ground. And then take both hands forward, bring your palms to your heart, and pop your chest. You put both of those in there. Now the star is inside the golden seed, and it has contained within your heart space, which has the same exact structure, a hexagram inside of an octagram. You have now successfully installed the mystical seed that has activated the divine masculine and the divine feminine unification within your body on the summer solstice here at Stonehenge in 2023. Let this be the beginning of our new lives, and let us all use our new abilities responsibly and for the greatest good of the universe. Okay, guys, we're done.
And so it is. Woof!
I'm not even going to start even saying what happened last night because I'll be on here for 80 hours and I didn't sleep, so I feel like I'm nuts. How's everything going, Opal?
Good. Everything's awesome. Does anyone want to come up and share how they felt after that? My fingers are still tingly right now.
I was going to say, I really felt it in my hands, like a lot this time.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
I hope it feels like John Hermes is the connection.
Because Bobby rocks. Come on, guys. Stop being shy.
Doctor.